Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for being here for today's second session with club captain Alex Rink. We will do the same thing we did the first round. Please use the raise your hand function on the screen if you'd like to ask a question, and then we'll go through the room. We'll start with Mike Craven, followed by John Lupo. Go ahead, Mike.
Hey, Alex, I guess first off, how are you feeling physically? And then this break since the last MLS game, just how important was it for the team to kind of maybe get away and just regroup?
Yeah, I feel much better. I think I played the last four games with an ankle issue that didn't let me really train, and the games it was painful. And now I got a little bit of time off, and I feel much better than I did before. So that was very good for me. And yeah, I think for the guys too, it was nice to get away and calm down a little bit, spend some time with family and friends. So I think all in all, everyone is pretty happy.
Alex, coming off of such a long break, and playing a team like Seattle, I know you guys are trying to build, obviously, your own identity and your own foundation, but do you feel like playing a team like Seattle, you've had a pretty good start at the Q2, you've had a pretty good record in the short time you've been playing games there. Do you feel like you look to Seattle and say, you know what, that's the model franchise, how we can sort of build our identity from, and also playing them, it's a great opportunity to welcome them to the Q2 and to measure yourself against a team like that?
Yeah, I mean, I think we play a little bit of a different style than them, but I wasn't here when they came in as a franchise, but I've heard that they were very successful early on, and since I've come to the MLS, I think they've almost been every year to the finals, apart from one maybe. So of course that's something you want to replicate, something you look up to, but at the same time, they've had a lot of games now in the past few days. They're missing a couple of guys, and we want to take advantage of that at home in front of our fans.
Thank you very much. Chris Bales.
Yeah, Alex, looks like you had a chance to work on that beard a little too, so that's always good.
Yeah, I haven't shaved for a while.
I just shaved mine off yesterday, but it wasn't coming in very well, so it is what it is. I guess, how would you assess where this team is right now in relation to making the playoffs? With given your MLS experience and sort of what it takes to make that final push, and just that it doesn't always mean a lot where you are in July. It's more about October, November.
Yeah, you just said it. I think beginning of the season doesn't mean that much here. I recall winning my conference and then going out in the first round. So yeah, I mean we knew there would be growing pains. That's just how the league is set up with the salary cap. We can't just go in and buy 15 players for 50 million. It just doesn't work that way. And I think we've progressed as a team. I think especially now, after playing at home, we've taken some strides, and it's just about building on that and being more ruthless, efficient up top. Yeah, and now I think there's one player at least coming in that I've seen that's confirmed. So that's how it's gonna be. This year we all knew it would be really hard to be leading the league by this time, and I think that's just a process. You have to accept it. Of course it's hard because we would want to be even better, but for now it's I think the effort from the guys, the enthusiasm we come in with every day, I think the people see that we play our hearts out and we give it our all, and it's just about having a little bit better end product to capitalize.
I guess I'm starting to sense maybe a little bit of anxiety throughout the fan base, players injured, players not coming in yet that you guys have signed, a sense that maybe time's running out a little bit. But how do you deliver that message that there is still time in this season in the locker room without taking away some of the urgency each game? You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course, there's an urgency because we want to win every game, but I think it's also important to stay calm. I think a lot of teams are dealing with injuries. Knowing our team is in the width is not set up like other teams who've been for years in the league. So I think the guys who've replaced injured players or whatnot, they're doing a good job. They're giving their best. You can ask for more. But of course, there's an urgency. I've always said I didn't come here to not win, and it makes me mad if we don't win. But it's just part of the process, and we haven't lost that out of sight in making the playoffs, and we're still very in it. I mean, you see how close everything is, and in MLS, when you go on a 2, 3, 4 game win streak, suddenly you're right up there, and vice versa. So yeah, I don't think it's time to push the panic button yet. As you said, the fall is the most important time, and the playoffs in this league. So it's just about us staying focused, playing our hearts out, and just start picking up more points.
Thank you, Chris. John High followed by Mike Craven.
Alex, you said you feel like you guys have taken some strides playing at home. What are some of those strides, and what do you want to see you guys improve on going into this match against Seattle?
Yeah, I think we have a better way of keeping the rhythm in the game. It's not too transitional as it maybe was in the beginning, and we get into good positions, and then it's just about decision making. Do you take the shot? Do you lay it over? When to cross? Those are the things that decide games. I think in world football, whatever country you are, that's where the guys get paid the most, because those decide whether you win or lose. So that's just something we've been working on. I've seen improvement in that since we've come home, especially. But we can still get better. Keep calm. We don't always have to go with every attack. Just start to dictate the rhythm and get in good positions, and then the final third is always the hardest in soccer. It's easy to build up and play through midfield, but the final third is where you decide games.
Hey, Alex, before the season, we kind of talked about you were excited to play in the Western Conference. You hadn't played over here before. So I'm wondering, 13 games through, are there any differences between the two conferences and style of play, level of play, and kind of what are your overall thoughts so far?
Oh, good question. Yeah, I mean, just meeting teams I haven't met as often as I did when I played in the Eastern Conference. I don't know if there's a different style of play per se, but I think it's pretty even, between the conferences. Obviously, you meet teams that play a little bit different. Maybe think that maybe in the Western, there you have more teams who like try to play a really possession-based football, but otherwise I think it's as intense as it was in the Eastern Conference, and you have the same players, the quality players in the team, especially up front, that you have in the Eastern Conference as well. So it's hard for me to really name any big difference.
John Lupo.
Alex, now that you've had this long break, maybe to just sort of step back and evaluate things, being the captain, where do you think that the team has improved the most recently? Again, having a team like Seattle come in here, being able to test yourself against them, where have you seen this? In what area of the team have you seen the most strides being made?
Yeah, I think I just mentioned it earlier, but I think we're not too much in transitional moments where we trying to force it or going too quickly and then losing the ball and having to transition back. I think that's something we've gotten much better at now, where we understand that we can rest by keeping the ball and make them move instead of going back and forth, because it is physically very tiring. And when it's a lot of transition in this league, the quality players, the 10s, the wingers, the the strikers, they're the ones who are going to punish you, the midfielders as well. So that's something you always have to keep in the back of your mind, and it's about trying to control the game, and trying to keep the ball in their half. I think that's something we've gotten better at, compared to the beginning of the season, and then just getting in good positions. I think we've had much better looks than we did in the beginning, and then, like I said, it's just about making the right decisions in the final third and winning games.
That seems to be it for